It can be a very good thing, but a lot of people, they're always on the go and like, okay, I'm gonna have a smoothie, avocado toast, and I'm gonna eat this really quick, and then I'm on to the next event or whatever I have to do in life because we're so busy. But like I was telling her in the beginning when we were talking about it, I was like, okay, that's not good. And she was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, why? And the reason why that's not good is because when you're already have the intentions when you're cooking, like, oh my God, I have so much to do, you're in a rush, your body's in a state of fight or flight, which is a sympathetic state, which most of all of us are. We're always stressed. Like we have to go to the next thing and the next thing. We have family, kids. So when you're eating all your food and in a state of fight or flight, your food will never digest. And that food is just going to sit there, and that's what causes stubborn fat. That's what causes bloating, gassiness throughout the day. And you just wonder why I'm eating healthy, so why do I still feel like that?
Yeah.
And that's why.
Okay. That's really good to know.
Yeah. So one tip that I can give, that I give my clients to kind of put yourself in that parasympathetic state, is to take 3 deep breaths through your nose, because when we breathe through our nose, we create something called nitrous oxide. And the only way our body can create nitrous oxide is through our nose breathing.
Mm-hmm.
So you take in 3 deep breaths before you take your meal. You have gratitude, rather if you're praying or just thanking whoever you may thank for that meal at the time, and kind of bring yourself down, and then you can eat your food. And that's how you kind of trigger that parasympathetic state. And to always be like that, like even in a stressful moment, like the first thing people say, okay, I need you to take a deep breath. I need you to take a deep breath.
Yeah.
And that's why. So you're triggering that part of your brain to calm down, to turn off that fight or flight mode, and to turn on that feel good syndrome. So yeah. So I start to do that even if I'm in a rush. I'm like, okay, 3 breaths. Thank God for this meal. Thank you, God, for this moment. Because in this moment, every moment we get, we won't have that moment again.
Yeah.
No matter if it is the same thing the next day, you still won't get back that same moment you just had.
Yeah.
So just giving gratitude towards that.
Yeah. And that's so intentional.
Yeah.
And I love that, because I try to be as intentional as possible with everything that I do. But I think, like, now that you're saying, it's like, I guess I didn't take eating that much into consideration.
Yeah.
Which is like, you have to be that intentional with even like the smallest thing.
You have to just be I do a lot of mindful eating, and I do a lot of mindful things as far as like putting on my body. Like, not saying that I don't like to smell good. I'm a lady, of course I like to smell good, but I just always know, like, okay, if I put this on myself, I know the things that may come out, like the outcome that may come out from it. It's like I may have some skin irritation, or down the road it may come up to where it's having something called endocrine blockers that I'm actually putting on my body. Because you'll be surprised, there's so many women nowadays are going through like miscarriages, unable to get pregnant, and it's like, why? They eat good, they work out, they have everything, they have a profile of a perfect human being, so why can't they create and hold a new life? And it's because of the food. It's because of things that we're putting on our body. It's the environmental toxins. So all these things come into play. But when you start to have like mindful eating, mindful things when you're putting on your body, and just being educated with those things, I think it can change a lot of women issues as far as not caring. And I myself, I experienced a loss of a baby. A lot of people don't know that. So yeah, I lost my first baby. That was like one of the hardest.
It's traumatizing.
Yeah, it was very traumatizing, very painful. It put me in a very dark place at the time. And just having that moment, and during that journey, I can remember I felt like, God, what did I do enough? Like, what can I do so that the next time that I get pregnant, I can actually keep this baby? And that's why What Are You Eating was my purpose, to figure that out. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
And where did it all connect?
It all connected when I started to change my feminine products.
Okay.
I also started to eat cleaner. Like, I changed certain meats, the quality of meats I was eating. I changed the oils I was cooking with. I also changed a lot of skin products that I was using. I used to use a lot of products that had like fragrance in it.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'm a lady. I like to smell good.
Yeah.
So now I only put natural oils like on my face and on my skin. It's 100% natural oil, and most of it is coconut oil that I use on myself.
Okay.
Yeah, and I start to see a huge difference. And after my loss of my first baby, exactly 6 months later, when I made those changes, I became pregnant.
Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. That's such a beautiful testimony. I love that.
Yes.